Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we had discussed how to present information in a tree diagram. Here in this lecture, we are going to discuss how the information can be presented in a tree diagram. Tree diagram is nothing but a chart that shows the branches of the tree, but the branches of the tree are growing upside down and the roots are at the top of this diagram. This kind of diagram is useful to show the hierarchical nature of structure, and also you can classify the various elements of a particular unit. Here is an example of musical instruments. You can observe the musical instruments are mainly classified in three groups. The first group is wind musical instruments, percussion musical instruments, and stringed musical instruments. Wind musical instruments are further divided into two, that is, woodwind and others. Woodwind musical instruments are flute, clarinet, horn, and in other you can see mouth organ, bagpipes. In percussion musical instrument, you have 6 various elements: tabla, mridang, dholki, damru, dhol, pakwas, etc. And in stringed musical instrument, you can see harp, guitar, violin, cello. तर हे वाद्यांचे विविध प्रकार जे आहेत त्याचे क्लासिफिकेशन किंवा त्याचं वर्गीकरण आपल्याला ह्या डायग्राम मध्ये पाहायला मिळतं. विंड म्हणजे ज्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला हे म्युझिकल इन्स्ट्रुमेंट वाजवण्यासाठी हवेचा वापर करावा लागतो, फुंकावं लागतं. आणि परक्युशन मध्ये आपण हे तबला, मृदंग वगैरे त्याच्यावरती आपल्याला थाप मारावी लागते. आणि स्ट्रिंग म्हणजे तंतुवाद्य, ज्या ठिकाणी तारा असतात आणि त्याच्यामधून म्युझिक हे क्रिएट केलं जातं. तर अशा पद्धतीनं हे जर आपण डायग्राम पाहिलं तर लक्षात येईल की हे एका दृष्टिक्षेपामध्ये ही माहिती या ठिकाणी अतिशय सोप्या पद्धतीनं मांडण्यात आलेली आहे आणि ही समजण्यास अतिशय सोप्या अशा प्रकारची माहिती आहे. If you present the same information in a paragraph or narrative prose, it's very difficult to understand and remember. So you can also write a narrative paragraph on this particular classification. The paragraph is also given here. When you are given a narrative prose, you have to present it in a particular diagram, in a tree diagram, and when the tree diagram is given to you, then you can write the same information in a verbal form or paragraph form. Tree diagrams are of two types. The first is organization tree and the second is family or genealogical tree. Both the tree diagrams are very useful to present the hierarchical relationships in the organization or family. The organization tree diagram is useful to show the structure and the classification of the personnel as far as their responsibilities in the company or the institution are concerned. You can also see there is a organizational structure or the personnel and their work and their classification as far as their significance in that particular company is concerned. Here is another example of the hotel management, how the hotel is managed. Hotel management, you can see the hierarchy and classification of various personnels. या ठिकाणी हॉटेलचं व्यवस्थापन कशा पद्धतीनं चालतं या संदर्भात त्या ठिकाणी काम करणारी वेगवेगळी जी व्यक्ती आहेत, अतिशय महत्त्वाची व्यक्ती जी आहे ते वर असेल, त्याच्यानंतर कमी महत्त्वाच्या व्यक्ती त्या ठिकाणी खाली त्या ब्रांच नुसार त्या ठिकाणी त्याचं क्लासिफिकेशन या ठिकाणी दाखवण्यात आलेलं आहे. You can see जनरल मॅनेजर ॲट द टॉप. सुरुवातीला आपल्याला टॉपला दिसतील इथं जनरल मॅनेजर, त्याच्यानंतर त्याच्या हाताखाली पुन्हा असिस्टंट मॅनेजर आहेत, डेप्युटी असिस्टंट मॅनेजर आहेत आणि डेप्युटी असिस्टंट मॅनेजर च्या खाली त्या ठिकाणी फिनान्शियल डिरेक्टर, फ्रंट ऑफिसर मॅनेजर, HR आहे, त्याच्यानंतर फूड बेव्हरेज डिरेक्टर, त्याचबरोबर लॉजिस्टिक मॅनेजर आणि सेल्स मॅनेजर देखील त्या ठिकाणी क्लासिफाय केलेले आहेत. पुन्हा फिनान्शियल डायरेक्टर, नंतर अकाउंटंट, कॅशियर आहे. प्रत्येक विभागाला त्या ठिकाणी काही ऑफिस मॅनेजर आहेत, फ्रंट ऑफिस मॅनेजर आहेत, डेस्क एजंट आहेत, पार्किंग पाहणारे काही लोक आहेत. त्याच्यानंतर फूड अँड बेव्हरेज डिरेक्टर, त्याच्यामध्ये 2 भाग, पुन्हा किचन मॅनेजर आहे, रेस्टॉरंट मॅनेजर आहे. किचन मॅनेजर इज फर्दर divided into executive chef and chef lead, and here restaurant manager is divided. There are 3 persons: food runner, waiter, cashier. And as far as sales manager and logistic manager concerned, they have also some persons working under them. So it is the hotel management, and the hierarchical relationship of various people working there is shown in this particular tree diagram. Now you can also describe or you can present this information in a prose narrative. So what is important here in the information transfer, that you can present the information in a tree diagram or any diagram, and also you can transfer that particular information in a prose narrative. So it improves your language skill. When you describe, when you present the information, it is very helpful to improve your language skill. In the task, here is an example of a classification. It is given in a prose narrative. The classification is given in a prose narrative, but you are asked to present the same information in a tree diagram. How you can present this in a tree diagram? First, you have to understand what are the various elements in this particular paragraph, and you have to classify what kind of examples are given. So you can read, minerals are found mainly in 3 forms. मिनरल हे 3 फॉर्म मध्ये, 3 स्वरूपामध्ये त्या ठिकाणी उपलब्ध असतात: मेटॅलिक, नॉन मेटॅलिक अँड एनर्जी. मेटॅलिक minerals are classified into ferrous containing iron and non-ferrous and precious. Then you can find the ferrous metallic minerals are found in the forms such as iron ore, manganese, nickel, cobalt, etc. Copper, lead, tin and bauxite are non-ferrous forms of metallic minerals. The non-metallic minerals are mica, salt, potash, sulfur, granite, marble and sandstone. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are the forms of energy minerals. So you can see metallic, non-metallic, how these elements are divided, classified and what kind of examples of each mineral is given. So as far as the element or their example is concerned, you can classify this kind of information in a tree diagram. So it will be very useful to you to see or grasp that information in a at a glance. So you can present this information in a tree diagram. Here is another example, classification of vehicles. This tree diagram is also very interesting. You are all concerned with such kind of vehicles in your day-to-day life. So the classification is given here, and with the help of this classification you can write a narrative prose. So it's all about the tree diagram, how it can be presented and how it is useful to understand the information in a very brief way. Thank you. In the next part, we are going to discuss flowchart in the next lecture. Okay.